Hey, welcome to another video at loveyourpencil.com. This one is on tone, and tone sometimes kind of is difficult for some students to grasp. Like, what does that mean, tone in writing? But I am going to explain it to you when you get done. I hope you understand it. I think you'll understand it. First of all, let me do this. Everyone usually has heard the expression, "I don't like your tone of voice, young man," or "You better watch your tone, young lady." I mean, if anyone's ever said that to you, I know they said it to me when I was younger. And here's an example. All right, and the tone means like the emotion behind your voice, the emotion behind your voice. Like here, for example, imagine that a student walks up to a teacher named Mr. Smith, and the student says, "Mr. Smith," and the teacher says, "Yes," just like that. "Mr. Smith, yes." Great. What if the student did this? "Mr. Smith," and the teacher responded, "Yes!" like that. You know, I mean, you'd probably jump out of your shoes, wouldn't you? "Mr. Smith, yes!" I mean, it's the same word, but it's a different tone. I mean, if the teacher says yes, it's kind of a helpful tone, but if the teacher says yes, you know, it's an unhelpful tone. It's a nasty, mean, angry tone that makes you kind of want to back away and say, "Sorry, I'll stop by later." You know, and that's tone in when you talk about speech and talking, because it's literally the tone of your voice, the sound that your voice is making. But believe it or not, writing also has a tone. When you write something, there's a tone in what you write, and when you read something, a lot of times you can sort of detect the emotion of the person writing it. So here's an example. All right, now these are three different signs that you might see, and I gave you two different choices. Let's start with this one box here. All right, both of these things mean the same thing. The first one says keep off the grass. Let's say it's in a park or something. And the next one says please use walkways. Now you see how the tone of this is different. Keep off the grass is kind of angry, Keep off the grass, It's telling you what not to do. But this one is nicer. Yes, it has a please, and it's telling you what it wants you to do. So this second one just has a more friendly tone. Here's something that I find interesting. Years ago, signs on highways used to say things like "No trucks in left lane." And what has happened recently, at least near where I live, now the signs say trucks use 2 right lanes. See how much nicer it is? It's telling the trucks what to do instead of saying this "no trucks." See this "no trucks" here? This has sort of like a negative tone. Believe it or not, it has a negative tone. And this "trucks use" has a nicer tone. So that's why they changed the sign to communicate a more friendly message to truckers, while still letting them know that they're not supposed to be in the left lane. And here is another one. Now look at these two signs. Imagine you walk into the hotel and you see this sign: "Warning, don't steal things from our hotel or we'll have you arrested." And wouldn't that kind of irritate you, like you're being treated like a criminal as soon as you walk in the room? But here, this is a much nicer sign. "Please leave all hotel belongings in the room. Thank you." You see, it's really telling you the same thing, but it's saying it in a more positive, friendly, respectful, appropriate way. And I hope you see the difference between these two sets, the first message and the second message, and how the first one's kind of angry and the second one is much nicer. Okay? So with that, let's get to the document that is available for download from loveyourpencil.com. Just type in tone, in the search box, type in tone. Okay, so this is going to teach you about tone. And here exactly is the definition. It's the mood or feeling of the writer that comes across in what he or she writes. And writing can have an angry tone, a funny tone, a sarcastic tone. It goes on. For example, here's one more example. Now let's say you see this note on your car. And the note says, "Hey buddy, your junky car is parked in front of my house again, you idiot. Don't park here again or I'll slit your tires." All right. That's kind of an angry tone. I hope you see that. It's just an angry note. But here's the same thing. Let's say you're parked in the wrong spot, and somebody writes, "Would you please park in spot number 11 instead of in front of my house? The parking space numbers are clearly marked on the ground. Thanks." You see that? Both of these notes are telling you that you parked in the wrong spot, but this one is a lot nicer than this one because this has a friendly tone and this has an angry tone. All right, and you have to be careful about the reason why we're doing this is because you have to be careful when you write things to people, especially when you get a job and you're writing things to employees or your supervisor. You have to really be aware of the tone you use, uh, uh, and and so that you don't offend or irritate people who are signing your paycheck every week. So now this is actually a true poster. What I'm about to show you is a true poster that I saw in a hotel when I was staying in Joplin, Missouri. I'm not going to tell you the name of the hotel, but this is an actual poster that I saw. And I'm not going to read the whole thing now. But I mean, just look at this. Curb the waste after your dog. $250 fine. 6 months in jail. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's just, first of all, the problem with this is the tone is completely wrong. The first thing that they write is a warning. I mean, instead of writing warning, why couldn't they just write welcome? Anyway, the person writing this is really, really concerned about two things. First of all, people are not cleaning up properly after their dogs and they're leaving their rooms filthy dirty. And the other problem here is that people are stealing from their hotel, TVs and remotes and things like that. So they wanted to address this, and they really did a terrible, terrible job. First of all, because naturally everything is in all capital letters, which you don't do. And the other thing is there are grammar mistakes in it. There are spelling mistakes in it, like responsible here only has one S. But the real problem with this is the tone of it. It's just an angry, nasty tone. And what you're going to do in class is you're going to rewrite this poster. And here are the instructions. You have all this room to write it. You have this page, this page, this page, loads of room to write it. You are going to rewrite this poster and work with your teacher on this. You're going to fix the grammar mistakes, and you're going to get rid of all the angry language that's offensive, that's treating you like a child, and you're going to just rewrite the poster so that it's nice. And you just read these instructions. It'll tell you what to do. You're going to fix the grammar mistakes, and you are going to fix the inappropriate tone. And the rewrite should address two things. It should address the fact that people are letting their dogs and cats sort of roam and mess up the area close to the hotel, and people are also stealing things. So if you can see in here, if you read here carefully, it says pass the waste, pick up that waste immediately and discard in the closed garbage can away from the general public. So the hotel has put a garbage can with a lid on it, where they want you, once you clean up after your dog, they want you to deposit what you cleaned up in that garbage can. And then also they're telling you, please don't steal things from us, so the next guest can enjoy the room. And these are two things that you want to try to put in your poster. You want to tell people, teach them where they can where they can throw out after they throw out the bag after they clean up after their dog, and they can also and why they should not steal. So just work with your teacher and work with each other and come up with a way to rewrite this poster. It's most likely going to be much shorter. It doesn't have to be this long. It's probably going to be half the length, if not even shorter than that, just to get the point across, to ask your guests to please clean up after themselves, to please be sure not to take anything, because it makes it makes it worse for the next guest, and to say thank you and to be nice and to be sure that your guest feels welcome, because you do want them to come back. So I hope this is sort of like a fun activity. And again, I'm telling you the truth. I really found this. This is a real hotel poster. So I hope you have sort of fun rewriting it, and work with your teacher and make a great poster that's a lot nicer. Have fun with it, and I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you again in another video.